Just got done watching season 2 of Nobody Wants This. Here are my thoughts. I know a lot of people don't like Joanne, but I feel like we've been seeing small moments of growth in her. In season 1, to me, she was the definition of an avoidant. She avoided feelings, she avoided people, and she was always self-sabotaging. While in season 2, she's more on the anxious side, but she's communicating better than she ever has in her relationship with Noah. And I noticed that especially in the Valentine's Day episode and episode 8. She was more introspective this season, showing flexibility and willingness to learn, and I love that for her. Don't get me wrong, she had her annoying moments because she could be very annoying, but I wanted to acknowledge the good I saw in her this season. On to my complaints, I wish Joanne shared that same care, time, and support that she has for Noah with her sister Morgan. Morgan and Joanne to me have a toxic relationship, and as a unit, I find them both insufferable. Joanne as an individual is insufferable every time she gets around Morgan, and I feel like they bring out the worst in each other, but at the same time, they have this codependency. It's strange. I'm hoping for season 3 that both Joanne and Morgan work on being more supportive of each other and less judgmental of each other. Just because their sister dynamic is relatable and realistic doesn't mean it's not toxic. Cause Joanne trying on a wedding dress at Morgan's fitting was weird. And her wearing white to her engagement party was also weird. On to Morgan, I've always been conflicted with her. I like her for comedic purposes and her brutal honesty, but at times I find her immature. I have no idea how old she is. The actress is 35 in real life, so I'm assuming Morgan, the character, is around that age as well, mid-30s, early 30s maybe. But Morgan acts like she's in her early 20s. Hell, she acts like a goddamn teenager sometimes. I found her relationship with her therapist to be inappropriate, and I'm so glad she dumped him. When she said he was weaponizing things that she would say to him in therapy, I literally been sitting here thinking like, she's starting to realize that this relationship isn't it, and I'm proud of her. I found Morgan the most likable she's ever been in season 2, episode 10, when she was finally, being honest with herself. When she realized that she was rushing into a relationship to catch up with her sister, I was literally sitting here thinking like, yes, I literally have been saying that this whole season. I'm like, she in a mental competition with her sister. She's always mean to Joanne about her relationship, knowing that she secretly wants that as well. I'm rooting for Morgan's journey of self-love and self-discovery in season 3. I'm also hoping we see in season 3 her being more honest on how she feels and her being kinder to others and herself. I feel like in season 1, Noah was so Prince Charming. In this season, we saw how flawed he really is. He has a lot of toxic traits that don't seem toxic because he isn't a malicious person. We watched Joanne try to get him to communicate all season, which was a struggle for him because he hides behind toxic positivity. He can't even be honest with himself on what he likes or dislikes, or if he's uncomfortable about something or overwhelmed about a situation. He just can't express himself because he's too busy trying to come off as a good guy. We've already acknowledged in the show that he's a people pleaser, but I want us to talk a little bit more about him being a little controlling as well. He wants things the way he wants it, and it's basically his way or the highway every time. For example, the way he made Joanne's mom's birthday all about him trying to save Abby and her man's marriage because of his own personal views of marriage, instead of thinking about if these people don't want to be together no more, maybe that's the best for them. And don't even get me started on the way he treated his last girlfriends. When he gave Joanne the same necklace that he gave his ex Rebecca, I was like, wrap this up. It gave me the ick immediately. Let's move on. He found a new temple that wanted to hire him, but he spent that whole day judging them because the way they operate doesn't align with his own traditions. With Joanne, he's been dancing around their issues since episode 1 of season 2. And in episode 9, he basically finally said the quiet part out loud, which is, I don't want to intertwine our lives if you don't want to convert, because it's only going to get harder. When he broke up with Joanne in episode 10, I thought that was the right thing to do, because in my mind, I'm thinking like, if he don't break up with her, he's eventually going to start straight out giving her ultimatums. And that's not right, because you can't force somebody to do what you want them to do. The choice has to be theirs. The one thing about Noah that I never doubted is how he feels about Joanne and how they feel about each other. I see why they keep choosing each other, but at this point, what's the next step? I think in season 3, we will be seeing her converting. But in season 3, I would love to see Noah be more honest with himself and expressing his wants and needs. He needs to do a little reevaluating and ditch the timeline, honestly. Sometimes life does not go as planned, but you got to improvise. Sometimes you got to start from scratch, but he gonna have to do something. He's gonna have to change something. Grow up, Noah. Esther was the most likable this season, and I loved watching her pick herself and stand 10 toes down behind it. She's so relatable, and her story arc is one many women feel connected to. And I appreciate the writers not villainizing her in any way this season. It was very thoughtful. Her storyline makes so much sense this season, especially hearing, Rebecca and even Esther herself say that her and Sasha only got married because she was pregnant. So they got pregnant and married young, and while all that was happening, Esther lost herself. She had become so stuck in this serious, responsible rule follower role in her relationship and as a mom that she didn't even realize how miserable she became until the conversation of the being fun got brought up and she started really sitting back and reflecting. So for season 3, I'm excited to see what her storyline looks like. What's next for her in her journey? I enjoyed seeing Sasha stand up for himself during the card game. I know he was sad that Esther needed space, but I'm glad he was very understanding and not being, over dramatic and making a scene when she told him at the party. Last but not least, I'm going to say one more thing and I'm going to end this here. I still do not personally ship Morgan and Sasha. I think they are great as friends and I hope they stay that way. But I'm very curious. What was everyone's thoughts on Nobody Wants This season 2?